guys, Sarah here for part 2 of my new pen day video for the Esterbrook Estie. Voice is still a bit weird because I'm still a bit sick, but I have written with this pen a couple of times now, inked it up with the ink that was chosen the most, and I'm so in love with it that crappy version of Tracy Chapman voice aside, I wanted to jump on and film. It did just get a bit shadowy, so hopefully that's not too annoying, but we'll see how we go. So, new pen day, the Esterbrook Estie. This is in Botanical Garden. The beautiful pattern there, there's so many different colors in it. The first thing I noticed, and I'd like before I got this, so this was given to me from pen friend T. I'd never held an Estie before, nothing. The first thing I noticed, it's got the interesting, it's kind of it's like a snap and twist cap. I don't really know how to explain it, but you kind of twist and then it kind of pops off, and when you put it back on, like if I just twist, you can see there, and then I don't really know how to explain it. It's like there's a spring, I guess, in there. But unposted, this is what it looks like. There's the nib. Esterbrook 1858, and this is a fine nib. Cartridge converter pen. And there you go. A lot of people, like I know Karina from Karina Loves to Plan talks about just how comfortable the section is, and I definitely agree. If you look at it, the threads actually, they look quite pronounced, but when you write with it, don't notice it at all. It is postable. I don't post it, and I don't really post pens. It fits perfectly in my hand just as is. It's really balanced. It's just a beautiful pen. So before I show you the writing sample, I'm gonna compare it. The pens that I've chosen to compare it to might seem a bit strange, but when T sent me this, she actually sent me some other pens as well. So I want to do the size comparison with 2 of those. So we have it next to the Kaweco Supra, which is in the black, and a Pilot Prera, and this has the cursive nib on it there. So you can see it's, when posted, it's definitely bigger than those pens. This is inked up at the moment, but obviously with the Supra you can shift it into much more of a pocket pen, like that bottom bit of the pen body comes off. I can't show you that because like this bit, pardon me, and you can do like that. Well, I can show you like this. I can't fully show you because you can't use this converter in there, pardon me, but that can screw into there to make it more of a pocket pen. You can just get rid of that section there. But for this video, and just for the size comparison with the Esterbrook, I'll keep it as the full pen there. Apologies if this video ends up being a bit jumpy. I'm having a bit of a coughing fit, so I'll try and edit out all my coughs. So, unposted, you can actually see it's quite a similar size. It's still a little bit bigger. And then the Prera is going to come in smaller. And then if you were to post, maybe does the Prera not post? I don't post pens, so I don't even know. It does, I just needed to be a little bit more forceful. It obviously makes it quite a big pen. And then the Supra. So again, quite similar size to the Supra if you were, well, not even in frame, to post. But that's what we have there. I just want to, before I do the writing sample, hopefully you can see the depth of variation of color in this Botanical Garden pattern is so just breathtakingly beautiful. And depending on the light, like the blue that's kind of like seeped in between. It can catch the light and just glisten. It's absolutely gorgeous. So the way I've been talking about my pens for myself, but I've tried to start writing it here, I've already smudged it, is I talk about the body, the reach, the dance, and the soul. Sound like a demon when I do that. The ink, that one was Pilot Iroshizuku Shiunjio. So that's what this is inked up with. I've written, I think, 2 or 3 journal entries and then some quick notes at work with this. And I'll put this in my March currently inked. And I need to re-film my March currently inked because I did one and I've still scheduled it, but then I've changed my mind. So you'll see that at some point, but maybe I won't film that today because this does not sound nice. So in terms of the body, I'll just write here, we're going to call this a mid-size pen. Well, I'll write up here first. And it has a Pilot. So the colorway is Botanical Garden. It just has a perfect balance in the hand. I think it's quite light. I'm trying to think of a similar sized pen. Like I wonder even. So it's a little bit, it is heavier than the Safari, but not too much more. It almost has a similar weight to a small vintage pen. And it's a screw cap and cartridge converter. The reach. Now, I'm not sure about elsewhere, but in Australia, these are quite expensive pens. So in Australia, these are going to start in like the 300 to 350 range. The Snoopy series are a little bit less. The Niblets are around the 250. And then there's, I'm trying to think, I mean, there aren't lots of companies, pen companies here in general, but they definitely, of the ones that there are, not everyone stocks them. Like any kind of limited or special edition is going to equal a higher price. And I think the Niblet I've seen, yeah, for around the 250. And then the other thing is on Esterbrook you can get special nibs. And so then I'll just do like a little special nib grind, like the journaler. It's going to equal more money, probably around 400 or more. So I guess it's a personal opinion. For me, a $350 pen is a very expensive pen. I understand there are pens that are thousands and thousands of dollars, but for me, that's a lot of money. It's a steel nib, it's not a gold nib. So for me, this is, like, I wouldn't be calling this a mid-range pen. This is an expensive pen, but it is very beautiful. The dance, I actually didn't look up the nib maker. I'm sure someone can let me know in the comments below. But I think the thing that I really want to capture is just how comfortable, like, it's a really comfortable and balanced. Balanced is the word that comes to mind. Writing experience. I'm someone who can have a death grip at times, and even for longer, like writing 4 or 5 pages in my journal, it doesn't impact me. It just sits so beautifully. The nib is a steel nib with beautiful ink flow. I don't think you're going to get much. Yeah, it's a rigid nib, but I don't know if you can see there, it puts down a really nice line and obviously is moving towards that kind of European type of fine line width versus the Asian or Japanese. But it's beautiful. I think it's a number 6 nib, I want to say. Maybe I'll do question mark. Really smooth and just really nice. The sole for me, usually I talk about if the pen has like a heritage or a connection. For me, the soul of this is going to be different because it was such a special gift. So for me, the soul of this is just connected to this pen represents the depth of kindness that exists in this fountain pen community. It is also a reminder of the power and positivity of vulnerability. Now, that might not be the ethos of Esterbrook or of, botanical garden, imagery of the environment, etc. But for me, it felt a lot putting myself out there in that video, and that first email I got from T was so beautiful. And I think I said when I was choosing the ink for this pen, I was like, no, do it properly, don't just chuck an ink in, think about it and get feedback and da-da-da. And then even like holding off has been worth it, because I pick up this pen to write in my journal and it brings me so much joy and reminds me like this, sentimental doesn't actually feel like the right word. It's not that I tie this with, I graduated from this, that, or the other. It has meaning more than sentimentality for me, this pen. I'm not sure if I'll ever acquire another Esterbrook. It's such a beautiful and comfortable pen. I would love to, but the soul for me, a little bit different to other pens, is just connected to this person's absolute generosity and the power of this community. And you turn on the news, you listen to a podcast or whatever, like the world is just burning down. And as someone who writes every day, and whatever that may be, I now have a couple of pens in my collection, and it started with this one, that are a physical, like something I can hold in my hand, a reminder of just the kindness that does exist. And I think that's really important to hold on to. So that's what the soul of that pen is for me. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so thankful, and I will cherish that forever. And my voice is very much starting to go now, so I'll finish the video here. But that is a new pen day video for the Esterbrook Estie. If you'd like me to do a video on the Kaweco, let me know, and I'm happy to do that. It has a Bock nib in it, and I don't know much about Bock, and I have inked it up. I've tried a couple different inks in it, and I'm just trying to work out, I don't know if it's a little bit more sensitive to different inks. So if you want to see a video on this one, let me know, but I think I just want to try a few more inks in it to find the ink combination that makes it really happy. But again, I'm happy to do that with you if that's something that you would enjoy. Also, in terms of how pens feel in the hand, the coolness of this metal feels really, really good. So there you go. I will leave it there. Apologies for the coughing, but I really, yeah, I wanted to make this video and just spend 16 minutes and 9 seconds just talking about my love for it. So there you go, and perfect timing because it's getting super shady now. Yeah, I'll chat to you guys again soon. Let me know in the comments what you think of the pairing. This was definitely the most recommended, or the chosen ink, I should say. And if you've tried any of the other Esties, I would love to know what you think. There's the Niblet, there's the JR. I would love to know your experiences with them. Do you find, like I know Karina, and I think actually Bookish Artist Mandy talks a lot about it as well, just this section and how comfortable it is. And I agree, I really, really do. So if you find that to be your experience, I would love for you to let me know below as well. I will speak to you guys again soon. Bye.